How to fix 100% CPU usage and overheating in Star Wars Battlefront II after disabling HPT. Welcome back to Technobalta. Before we dive into the solutions, take a moment to observe the stark contrast of performance challenges. On the left, a frustrated gamer faces a dark, red-tone screen depicting Star Wars Battlefront II frozen amidst a system-level error dialog. Windows performance warning. High CPU utilization detected. Process. Star Wars Battlefront II. BF2.exe. CPU load. 100%. System overheating risk. This ominous scene is punctuated by system warnings of imminent thermal throttling. Conversely, the right side bursts with vibrant green hues, showcasing a triumphant character immersed in seamless Battlefront II gameplay, indicative of optimal performance and a system running flawlessly. Today, we're dissecting a critical performance conundrum: why disabling High Precision Event Timer, or HPT, in Star Wars Battlefront II might lead to a debilitating 100% CPU usage and severe overheating, even as your FPS stabilizes. While HPT manipulation is often seen as a tweak for smoother gameplay by some users, its improper configuration can disrupt the CPU's timing mechanisms, forcing it to work overtime to synchronize game processes, leading to thermal overload and system instability. Let's explore deep technical solutions to bring your system back to optimal performance, ensuring a stable and cool gaming experience in Star Wars Battlefront II. Re-enable HPT via command prompt. The most direct approach to counteract issues arising from HPT modification is to re-enable it by setting Use Platform Clock to True. Open an elevated command prompt and execute bcddit/set Use Platform Clock True, then reboot your system to allow the changes to take effect, potentially restoring the default timer behavior that many games are optimized for. Revert HPT to default via Device Manager. Beyond the command line, ensure HPT is not forcibly disabled through Device Manager. Navigate to System Devices, locate High Precision Event Timer, and ensure it is enabled and its drivers are updated, as Windows often relies on this component for accurate system timing. Optimize power plan settings. A misconfigured power plan can starve the CPU or prevent it from dynamically scaling. Access Power Options in Control Panel, select High Performance, and then delve into Change Plan Settings to ensure CPU minimum processor state is not excessively low and cooling policy is set to Active. Adjust in-game graphics settings. While 100% CPU usually isn't purely a graphics issue, certain settings can offload work or reduce the CPU's rendering preparation. Lower demanding options like mesh quality, post-process quality, and lighting quality within Battlefront II can alleviate the CPU bottleneck, freeing up resources. Update chipset drivers and BIOS/UEFI. Outdated chipset drivers can severely impair CPU and system bus communication, leading to inefficient resource management. Check your motherboard manufacturer's website for the latest chipset drivers and a stable BIOS/UEFI version, as these critical updates often include performance and stability enhancements. Close background applications. Unnecessary background processes, especially those that are resource-intensive like web browsers with many tabs, streaming applications, or other game launchers, can compete for CPU cycles. Utilize Task Manager to identify and terminate non-essential applications before launching Battlefront II. Verify game file integrity. Corrupted or missing game files can lead to erratic CPU behavior and resource spikes, especially if critical assets are being constantly reread or redownloaded. Utilize your game launcher's built-in repair utility, such as Steam's Verify Integrity of Game Files or EA Apps Repair option, to ensure all game assets are intact and optimized for execution. Disable full-screen optimizations. Windows full-screen optimizations feature, while intended to improve performance, can sometimes interfere with specific game engines, leading to unexpected CPU overhead. Check antivirus interference. Aggressive antivirus software can intensely scan game files during runtime, significantly increasing CPU utilization. Temporarily disable your antivirus or add Battlefront II's executable and installation directory to its exclusion list to prevent real-time scanning interference. Manage Windows Game Mode and Game VAR. Windows Game Mode aims to prioritize games, but in some configurations, it can cause conflicts. Test toggling game mode via Settings, Gaming, Game Mode, and ensure the Xbox Game Bar is either properly configured or disabled if not in use, as it can consume resources. Reset NVIDIA/AMD control panel settings. Custom profiles or global settings in your GPU's control panel can sometimes conflict with game execution, leading to CPU bottlenecks. Open the NVIDIA Control Panel or AMD Adrenalin software, navigate to the 3D settings, and select Restore Defaults for a clean slate. Ensure adequate case airflow and cooling. 100% CPU usage inevitably generates significant heat, so poor thermal management will exacerbate overheating. Verify that your case fans are properly oriented for optimal airflow, intake/exhaust, dust filters are clean, and CPU cooler is securely mounted with fresh thermal paste if necessary. Update DirectX and Visual C++ redistributables. Games like Battlefront II rely heavily on up-to-date DirectX and Visual C++ runtime components for proper rendering and function calls. Ensure these are current by running Windows Update and manually downloading the latest redistributable packages directly from Microsoft's website. Investigate process affinity and priority. While generally not recommended for casual users, advanced users can experiment with process priority. Open Task Manager, locate battlefrontii.exe, right-click, and set its priority to high. Avoid real-time. You can also set processor affinity to allocate specific CPU cores, though this requires careful consideration. Scan for malware and adware. Malicious software can covertly consume significant system resources, leading to unexplained CPU spikes and overheating. Perform a full system scan with reputable anti-malware software like Malwarebytes or Windows Defender to ensure your system is free from hidden threats. Temporarily disable overclocks. If you have any CPU or memory overclocks enabled, these can become unstable or inefficient after system changes like HPET modification, leading to unexpected resource demands. Revert all CPU, RAM, or even GPU overclocks to their default settings in your BIOS/UEFI or utility software. Run System File Checker, SFC, and DISM. Corrupted Windows system files can profoundly impact overall system stability and performance. Open an elevated command prompt and execute sfc/scan now, followed by dism/online/cleanupimage/restore health to repair potentially damaged system components. Check for BIOS/UEFI CPU features. Access your system's BIOS/UEFI settings and review CPU-specific features, such as Intel Speed Step, ESD, AMD Cooling Quiet, and C-states. Experiment with enabling or disabling these to see if they impact CPU utilization, as their interaction with HPT changes can vary. Adjust virtual memory, paging file. Insufficient or improperly configured virtual memory can force the CPU to constantly manage memory swaps, increasing its load. Ensure your paging file is set to System Manage Size on your fastest drive, or manually configure a size, typically 1.5 to 2 times your physical RAM. Disable NVIDIA GeForce Experience Overlay/AMD Radeon Overlay. While useful for recording or screenshots, in-game overlays can sometimes interfere with game performance and CPU scheduling. Disable the GeForce Experience in-game overlay or AMD Radeon overlay within their respective software to eliminate potential conflicts. Don't forget to follow Technobalta for more in-depth technical guides and performance optimization tips.